What's up, guys? Jay back again with Collectibles, and we're doing another eBay comic unboxing and shipping review. Today we got it's another Batman lot, of course. Looks like it's 39 comics. Well, let's see. It says 39 various superhero DC comic books: Batman, Catwoman, Robin, Copper Aged, Modern. It looks like it's mostly all Batman related, so I went ahead and I purchased this as a Batman lot. And if you watched my videos before, I'm willing to purchase a Batman lot a little bit more of a premium than any other lot that I'm just buying simply to read and sell. Because I keep the Batman stuff and try to accumulate a mass collection of the Batman stuff. So we're going to crack these open and see what they look like. But first I want to go over the order a little bit. This is supposed to be 39 comics. I paid $32.37. What did I say, 39? So I paid about 83 cents a comic for this. So really good deal for me as far as Batman comics go, as long as the lot's accurate. I'd say it's a great deal, especially if there's ones in there that aren't necessarily Batman but are Batman related. There's definitely ones I'll read and sell, but the Batman covers and the Batman titles will go into my personal collection. One thing I'm going to touch on real quick, as I typically do. Well, before I touch on this, I'm going to mention that this is another seller where he didn't hold me hostage for my feedback. So that's always a plus. As a seller, you should be the one remitting feedback first, because as the seller, it's on you to fight for the customer's business. You know what I'm saying? It's not the other way around. I did my part by paying on time when I ordered. You're supposed to leave me a good review, and then I go through the product and leave you a good review if it's accurate. But a lot of sellers out there want to kind of wait before they give you feedback to see if you're going to have good of a feedback you're going to give them, and that's wrong. Now I understand there's unreasonable buyers that will give you bad feedback for stupid shit, but I'm not one of them. So that's a good practice. It's a practice that I do as a seller. I always leave good feedback. If you bought and paid on time, like within 24 hours, then you're going to get a feedback from me automatically. But another thing, this is shipped medium mail. Now it arrived pretty quick. So, and I probably agreed to medium mail when I purchased it. I'm going to look at the listing real quick and see what the shipping says. Yeah, it says economy shipping. So I agreed to that. So I don't ever knock a feedback for having medium mail, especially if I agreed to it. But as a shipping tip, since these are shipping reviews and shipping tips, don't send comics medium mail. Plain and simple, it's illegal. The package can get lost, it can get damaged. The postal authorities have the ability to open your package and see if you're breaking the law, and I've seen all that stuff happen before. It's legit. So just don't ship comics medium mail. I mean, if you do it constantly all the time, you're gonna get caught. You know what I'm saying? Or something bad's going to happen. Like I said, something will get lost, or comics, or the box going to get super banged up or something. It's just not worth it. You know what I'm saying? As many of these shippers sell stuff with media mail, there's just as many that do priority. I just opened 2 or 3 that did priority, and they were heavier packaged than this. So there's really no excuse. I understand I get some cheaper lots sometimes because of this, but at the same time, figure it into your price. You know what I'm saying? Figure the good shipping service into the price of your comic lot when you go to list it. Figure out what the comics are going to weigh. Figure out what that costs in priority mail shipping. Subtract that from your total asking value. If your asking value isn't high enough, increase it. Now, like I said, if you want to just do bare minimum and try to save some money, you can do medium mail, but it's going to bite you in the ass. Like I said, it happens. You might get away with it once or twice, if you only do it a couple of times, whatever, but I have seen it mess stuff up before. So I always mention that when somebody ships medium mail. And always a good tip, be extra careful when cutting the top of the box, because you never know how close they package the comics to the top. Alright, maybe I'll down here so you can get a better look. Okay, now packaged in paper. This is my favorite way to package stuff, is with the water paper, because it's fairly cheap. It can be reused really easily. You know what I'm saying? And you can even use newspaper, sales paper, or something like that. You don't have to use craft paper or something like that, or packing paper. You can save yourself a ton of money by using just scrap paper. And there's no reason that a buyer should knock you for that. I know there's jerks out there that will, but they're stupid. You know, what can you expect? You know, people, if they want to be a jerk, they're going to be a jerk. But I'd say this is one of the best ways to ship comics is watered up packing paper. And it seems like he packed the stuff in there pretty good. He could have evened out the packaging a little better to have an equal amount on all sides, but I'd say he did a pretty good job. There was some on this side. You can't see it now, but there was some on this side, but it wasn't even. There was a very minimal amount on this side, and a ton on the top, and a ton on this side. So what you would do in a package like this is you would cut the box size down. You can do it manually with just like a box cutter, and you mark how deep you need the box to be, and then you cut the corners down to that depth. And you fold these sides down, and that makes a new lid. You can cut the flaps, because you probably have too much of a flap. You can cut the flaps down, make your own box, and then use all this paper that you use to pack in the top and pack it around the sides. And you got a smaller box, you got less packing material, and your shipping is going to come out cheaper, and you're going to save on shipping supplies. So you're just saving money all around. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to. So he did a pretty good packing job, but he wasted box, he wasted packing material, and he wasted shipping costs. So that's just a good killer tip. He's definitely not going to get knocked for this at all. But just a good opportunity to show you, you know, wasted box space and how you can better. Here's a tool that I use for this exact purpose. Now you don't have to have this thing, but basically what you do is you put whatever depth you need. Knocking all kind of shit off. You can adjust this thing to whatever depth you need using this little knob and run it along the edge of the box. It'll score the edge. It'll score a new edge, and then you just cut the corners down with your knife and make a new box. But like I say, you don't have to have this thing. You can do it manually with just a box cutter or whatever. But that thing does make it pretty quick and efficient. After doing hundreds of boxes like with that thing, it definitely pays for itself. So yeah, let's bust this stuff out. I like the opportunity to give good shipping tips like that. That's really the main focus of these videos, even though I kind of make it a comic haul video and also an eBay seller review. It's more of a shipping review, shipping tips type videos more than anything. But it's just, you know, there's multiple things that I can cover in that one video. That's why I kind of combine it all into one video. You see he's got newspaper down the bottom. You know, he could have bought a newspaper, a whole nother newspaper, cut this box down to the perfect size, and this packing would have cost basically nothing. And then shipping would have been a little bit cheaper because the package would have weighed less. So yeah, it's supposed to be 39. Yeah, various DC superhero comics. Let's bust them out. I pretty much bought this as a Batman lot because, like I said, from looking at the photos and description, it pretty much seemed like it was all going to be pretty much Batman stuff. Here's a rolled up cover there. I don't know if I just did that just then. I might be able to tell when I go back and look at the video. That's one thing that I've mentioned before that maybe you got to pay attention to when you're handling a stack of comics that are bagged and boarded and you're not looking really close and seeing. There might be a mixture of bagged and boarded comics in this stack. If you go to just willy-nilly grab a bag or a stack of bagged and boarded comics, you might grab the cover of a comic underneath that's not boarded and rip it, or you might roll the cover, shifting the stack around. You might roll the cover. You know, the bottom comic might be not bagged, and your fingernail might scrape, damage, or fold up an edge of a comic. So it's just something to be aware of when you're handling comics, that some of them are bagged, some of them aren't, and they're in the same stack. You know what I mean? I've slipped up once or twice doing that. But yeah, like I said, I can't tell if I just did that, made that cover roll just then, or if it was already done that way. But I'll have to check the video to see. But yeah, we're gonna go through these one at a time, and then I'm gonna count them, of course, to see, make sure we got everything we're supposed to have, number wise. Let's see, Batman number 440. I like going through the comic haul, like the I guess you could say the one by one comic haul, showing off the stack before I do the count, because the count's almost like a waste of time. I could edit it out, but I don't like doing a whole bunch of editing on videos. I like doing one stream, one full video stream without a bunch of editing. I found it's the kind of videos that are most real to me and the kind of videos I most enjoy. That being said, I don't like to waste a whole bunch of time just on nothing. You know, I'm trying to give some kind of knowledge or some kind of a speech or something, you know, during any of these videos. But I don't like to do a whole bunch of editing and cut stuff up. So, but yeah, so we're gonna go through them one at a time. Batman 440, Batman 441. These are ones I don't have. Batman 442, 443. These look a little bit older than a good bit of comics that I do have. 444. This is like early 90s stuff, maybe late 80s. Here's 445. I do have a couple of these, but not a whole bunch. 446. 447. The Penguin Affair, 1 of 3. That's Batman 448. Here's 449. That's the Penguin Affair, 3 of 3. Here's Batman 450. Batman 451. Here's 452. Here's Dark Knight, Dark City. And I have one of these kind of beat up. I think I had 3 of 3. That's 1 of 3, 2 of 3. Yeah. I got another copy of 3 of 3 here in the stack. This is probably going to be a much better version. But yeah, that's Dark Knight, Dark City, 1 of 3. That's number 452. 453. That's Dark Knight, Dark City, 2 of 3. And of course, like I said, the one I had a repeat of, Dark Knight, Dark City, 3 of 3. That's Batman number 452. Riddler cover. 455. Okay, here's that Penguin Affair 2 of 3, kind of out of place in the stack. That's number 615. Here's Detective Comics, that's 677. Well, Nightwing, it looks like Nightwing Azrael cover. Detective Comics 676. Catwoman number 12 with Azrael on the cover. Here's a Robin number 9. Now, Bat Family comics, I like reading through them. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they tie in with Batman specifically. But I don't necessarily have to keep these comics. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've got so many comics now at this point. It's like I'm only keeping very strictly just Batman. Now I'll probably start weeding out certain Batman comics eventually. But anything like Robin, Catwoman, Azrael, shit like that, it's all going to instantly go up for sale. As soon as I get done processing these videos, these go up for sale. So keep an eye out for Robins and Azraels, Catwomans. Here's the one that I may have rolled the cover, either that or was already rolled. You can see it there, how the cover rolled. That's Robin number 8. Here's 510. I think that's one I've already got. Catwoman 13. Detective Comics 617. This looks like one called Secret Origin Special, number 1 from 1989, featuring Gotham City's vilest villains. So it'd be a pretty cool one to check out. Not one I have for sure. Let's see, you got the New Titans, number 60. You got Batman on the cover there. Batman and Robin on the cover. Here's a New Titans number 61. It's got a Batman and Nightwing on the cover. Okay, here's another Batman and Spawn. I just opened one of these in a previous lot here not too long ago that was still in the plastic, and it had both of the Spawn Batman comics. And they were still in the plastic, but the plastic was damaged and the comics were damaged and they were warped and they had moisture exposure. And I really considered opening those out of the bag just because the bag's so damaged, the comics are damaged. To me, at that point, it's like, what point is the outer bag? And I don't know if that'd make a difference, but this one appears to be in way better condition than that. And it's a comic I've always kind of wanted to check out. This is a comic I never picked up, but I saw back when I was a kid inside the drugstores. Back when drugstores would actually carry comics. And I was like, damn, that's cool looking, you know what I'm saying? Because back when I was a kid, I was all about Spawn and those darker heroes. And I've always liked Batman. Batman's always been one of my favorites, but I never bought a bunch of the comics as a kid. I had very few Batman comics as a kid, but Spawn I had a ton of. So when I saw this on the shelf, I was like, man, I gotta have that, but I never actually got it. But now I've got multiple copies. I'm definitely gonna check into one of these. Haven't decided if I'm gonna bust that other one out of the plastic yet. Probably will, just because, like I said, the comics within it are damaged anyway. But yeah, that's a much better copy to add to the collection. So I'm glad I got that. Here's Batman 509. Here's a pretty wild, it's like a matte cover, and it's got the shiny outlines on there around Batman. That's a pretty cool cover. What number did I say that was? That's Batman 515. Here's another raised cover one. I don't know if those came out at the same time or not. That's February 95. This one's also, yep, February 95. So those comics came out like the same time. This is Shadow of the Bat number 35. That one's, of course, got color to it, but it's also got that raised matte cover with the shiny aspects, shiny background, but the matte foreground. I like that. That's what they would call, if you're talking about coins, they'd call that a cameo, where there's high contrast between the field and the foreground, because the front's matte and the background shiny. Whereas the reverse cameo would be the opposite of that. The front would be shiny and the back would be matte. So those are pretty cool covers. I like that. Alright, here's a Batman 14 from 1990. That can't be right. That's got to be annual. Yeah, that's an annual. Batman annual 1990. That's number 14 annual. This is what that is. Alright, we got next up Batman Legends of the Dark Knight. That's number 62. I have a ton of these Legends of the Dark Knight comics, but that cover doesn't look immediately familiar. Maybe I don't have that. Not quite sure off the top of the head. Here's some Batman Year 3s, which I may have a couple of. I don't think I had the full run of them. But yeah, Year 3, that's number 436. Part 1 of 4. Here's part 4 of 4, that's of Year 3. That's Batman number 439. Here's another Legends of the Dark Knight with Azrael. That's number 63. Here's another Batman Year 3. 2 of 4. That one I definitely do have. That's 437 Batman. And here's 438. Part 3 of 4, Year 3. And that's Batman. Yeah, Batman 438. So now I've got the whole run of that story, Batman Year 3. So yeah, that's a good addition to the collection there. That's a pretty decent packing job. Could have been slightly better, but I'd say he does better than most of the ones I've opened here recently. I'm going to just go ahead and give him an A+. He could have done that a little better and saved himself some money and protected the comics slightly better, but the comics didn't come out damaged, and that's pretty close to how I would ship a stack of comics. Like I said, I would cut the box down. I would make sure there's an even amount of protection around every corner of the comics. So that's where he and I differed a little bit on how we ship those comics. But pretty close. I'd give him A+. Accuracy seems to be an A+. Before I give A+ in accuracy, I'm going to count these, make sure it's 39. That's the only thing that'd be a deal breaker on this rating. 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So yep. As far as accuracy goes, that's an A+ rating. The exact number of comics that are ordered. Exact number of comics ordered. Description was correct. It was mostly like 90% Batman. There's a couple of Robins and a couple of Catwomans in there, but it's pretty much all Batman stuff. So for the rate I paid a really good price. So I give them A+ all the way around. The shipping, the packing, the accuracy, the value. I'd say this is definitely A+ seller. One worth checking out. The name on that one, Dagland Curious, I guess is the name. Let me spell it out for y'all. DAGELAND_CURIOS. And he didn't hold me hostage for my feedback. Instantly gave me good feedback. So yeah, this is a top-notch seller. And, you know, I say that about a bunch of sellers, but this one's A+ all the way around. All categories A+. So yeah, I definitely would check that seller out. Even on price, you know what I'm saying? It's not something I always give a really big positive review on, but yeah, everything plus the price, yeah, I'm just really satisfied with that lot. Got a bunch of stuff I didn't have. So yeah, check him out and check my stuff out. I got all my store's link below. Got the eBay link down there. It'll help me even if you don't buy from me. If you use that link, it's affiliate link, so no cost to you. It helps me out. But if you buy from me on that link, you'll get 5% cash back on anything store-wide, because it's also a codeless coupon at the same time. I've also got Hip Comic, eBid, and Bonanza link down there. I prefer eBid. eBid's on the fees on there are almost non-existent, so I encourage people to try eBid out. You can use PayPal as a payment process. As far as I know, it's the only payment processor they use. If you buy an item from me on eBid, mention you saw this video, I'll give you 5% cash back on the item and the shipping. Not just the item as eBay, but the item and the shipping. Yeah, because that just saves me a ton of fees. It'll save us both money if you go to eBid. But Batman comics typically always go to my collection. These aren't going up for sale immediately. But if you see something you have to have, mention it in one of these videos. I'll definitely give you the avenue to get that comic. But yeah, really good one here. I enjoy this a lot. But yeah, I appreciate y'all hanging out. If you get any kind of videos from this, or any kind of benefit from these kind of videos, mostly they're shipping review. But like I said, I like to do the comic, kind of mix the comic call in with it at the same time while I'm just unboxing it, and do a shipping review and eBay unboxing. Kind of just roll all those ideas into one video. So if you get any kind of value out of these videos, hit the like and subscribe. And I still got a ton more coming in. I got, I think, 2 or 3 boxes that came in today still sitting downstairs. So I've definitely got more of these videos coming. So y'all hang out and watch some more coming up soon. We'll see y'all next time.